Are you tired of feeling stuck and uncertain about your future? You're not alone. Many of us struggle with habits that silently sabotage our ambition, leaving us feeling frustrated and unfulfilled. It's time to take a closer look at the patterns that hold us back and explore how to break free from them. One of the most insidious habits that kills ambition is procrastination. It's the habit of delaying tasks and putting off important decisions, often because we're afraid of failure or success. We might tell ourselves, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I'm not ready yet," but the truth is, procrastination is often just a way of avoiding the uncomfortable feelings that come with taking action. Think about it: when you're faced with a challenging task, what do? Do you dive in head first, or do you put it off until later? If you're like many of us, you might find yourself getting caught up in social media, email, or other distractions that take away from the time and energy you need to focus on your goals. But here's the thing: procrastination is not just about being lazy or lacking motivation. It's often about fear of not being good enough, fear of making mistakes, or fear of success itself. For instance, I know someone who was terrified of starting their own business. They had a great idea, but they were afraid of taking the risk and facing potential failure. So, they put off starting their business, telling themselves they needed more time to prepare, more money to invest, or more experience to gain. But in reality, they were just afraid of the unknown. Another habit that can hold you back is comparing yourself to others. It's natural to feel envious or intimidated by people who seem to have it all together, but constantly comparing yourself can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. When we compare ourselves to others, we often focus on their strengths and accomplishments, while ignoring our own unique talents and achievements. I remember a friend who was constantly comparing herself to a colleague who seemed to be rising through the ranks at an incredible pace. She felt like she was failing in comparison, like she was somehow less capable or less deserving of success. But in reality, her colleague was just more experienced, more connected, or more skilled in certain areas. My friend needed to focus on her own strengths and accomplishments, rather than trying to measure up to someone else's standards. Self-doubt is another silent killer of ambition. It's the voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough to achieve your goals. But the truth is, self-doubt is often just a reflection of our own fears and limitations. It's a way of protecting ourselves from potential failure or disappointment. I've seen many people struggle with self-doubt, especially when they're starting a new project or pursuing a new opportunity. They might convince themselves they're not qualified, not experienced, or not talented enough to succeed. But the reality is, self-doubt is often just a mental block that prevents us from taking action. So, how can you overcome these habits and unlock your full potential? It starts with recognizing the patterns that hold you back and making a conscious decision to change. You can begin by setting clear goals and breaking them down into smaller, manageable tasks. You can create a schedule and stick to it, eliminating distractions and staying focused on your objectives. You can also practice self-compassion and challenge your negative thoughts. When you catch yourself procrastinating or comparing yourself to others, remind yourself that it's just a pattern to break. You can focus on your strengths and accomplishments, rather than dwelling on your weaknesses or limitations. And when self-doubt creeps in, remind yourself that it's just a mental block that can be overcome. You can take small steps towards your goals, even if they feel daunting or uncomfortable at first. You can surround yourself with supportive people who believe in you and your abilities. But what if you could overcome these habits and unlock your full potential? In the next section, we'll explore 3 more harmless habits that can hold you back and how to break free from them. We'll talk about the importance of taking calculated risks, the power of embracing uncertainty, and the need to let go of perfectionism. So, stay tuned and get ready to transform your life. Welcome back to our conversation about the habits that kill your ambition. In this section, we'll explore 3 more hidden traps that can hold you back and prevent you from achieving your goals. You might be wondering, what are these habits and how can they impact your life? Let's dive in and find out. First up, let's talk about overthinking and analysis paralysis. You know that feeling when you're faced with a decision and you just can't seem to make up your mind? Maybe you're worried about making the wrong choice, or maybe you're afraid of the unknown. Whatever it is, overthinking and analysis paralysis can be a major obstacle to achieving your goals. When we overthink a decision or situation, we can become paralyzed by fear and indecision, leading to inaction and missed opportunities. I remember a friend who was struggling to decide between 2 job offers. She spent weeks weighing the pros and cons, talking to friends and family, and researching online. But the more she thought about it, the more confused she became. She finally made a decision, but it was too late. the first job offer had already expired. If she had taken action sooner, she might have avoided a lot of stress and anxiety. Perfectionism is another habit that can hold you back. It's the belief that you need to be perfect or that your work needs to be flawless before you can share it with others. But the truth is, perfection is a myth, and striving for it can lead to frustration and disappointment. Think about it, have you ever created something, only to feel like it's not good enough? Maybe you're afraid to share it with others, or maybe you're too proud to take feedback. Whatever it is, perfectionism is a surefire way to hold yourself back. I had a client who was a writer, and she was struggling to finish her manuscript. She kept rewriting and editing, but the more she worked on it, the more she felt like it was never good enough. She was so focused on making it perfect that she forgot about the importance of sharing her work with others. Finally, she had a breakthrough and realized that her writing didn't have to be perfect to be valuable. She shared her work with a small group of friends, and the feedback she received was incredibly positive. Fear of failure is a common habit that can hold you back. It's the fear of taking risks and trying new things because you're afraid of not succeeding. But the truth is, failure is a natural part of the learning process, and it's often the best way to learn and grow. Think about it, every successful person has experienced failure at some point in their journey. It's how they respond to failure that matters. I remember a story about Thomas Edison, who is famously quoted as saying, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." He believed that failure was an essential part of the learning process, and he used it as an opportunity to learn and grow. You can do the same. When you take risks and try new things, you'll inevitably encounter setbacks and failures. But it's how you respond to those failures that will determine your success. But what if you could overcome these habits and achieve your goals with confidence? In the final section, we'll explore the steps you can take to break free from these habits and unlock your full potential. You'll learn how to overcome overthinking and analysis paralysis, how to overcome perfectionism, and how to overcome fear of failure. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools and strategies you need to take control of your life and achieve your goals. Welcome to the final section of our conversation about the habits that kill your ambition. In this section, we'll explore the steps you can take to break free from these habits and achieve your goals with confidence. As we've discussed, these habits can be sneaky and insidious, but the good news is that you have the power to change them. The first step to breaking free is to identify and challenge your thoughts. Become aware of your negative self-talk and challenge it with positive affirmations and evidence-based thinking. Ask yourself questions like, is this thought really true, or is there another way to look at this situation? For example, let's say you're thinking, I'll never be able to finish this project on time. A more positive and empowering thought might be, I've completed challenging projects before, and I can do it again with hard work and determination. Replace negative self-talk with positive affirmations that inspire and motivate you. The next step is to take action and build momentum. Break down your goals into smaller, manageable tasks and take consistent action towards achieving them. This might mean setting aside dedicated time each day or week to work on your goals, or finding accountability partners to support and motivate you. Remember, every small step forward is a step in the right direction. Finally, practice self-compassion and resilience. Remember that setbacks and failures are a natural part of the learning process, and that you have the strength and resilience to overcome them. Don't be too hard on yourself when things don't go as planned. Instead, learn from your mistakes and use them as opportunities for growth and improvement. So, what's holding you back from achieving your goals? Is it procrastination, comparing yourself to others, or self-doubt? Whatever it is, remember that you have the power to break free from these habits and unlock your full potential. Take the first step today and start building the life you deserve.